welcome to another episode of Should I Stay or Should I Go movie reviews. The other day, we saw The Foreigner with Jackie Chan and Pierce Brosnan. I wasn't too sure what to expect, but some action from the previews that we saw. And I really enjoyed the film. It kept me interested. There was a lot of mystery and misdirection in the movie, and I thought Jackie Chan did a really good job in a serious role, playing a father out for revenge type story, and trying to figure out, who was behind something. And you've seen the previews maybe, so you can figure that out. But yeah, the acting was really good. I thought Pierce Brosnan did a really good job in it, and I think I'm going to give that movie a 7. I really enjoyed it, and I thought it was worth the watch.
Yeah, I think I'm going to give it a 7 as well. I was pleasantly surprised because I really thought it was going to be Jackie Chan playing Liam Neeson as Taken,
right?
Going on revenge. But you really felt the Jackie Chan's pain in his losing his daughter and then his whole backstory. You come to realize that this guy is nobody to be messed with, and just because he's gotten a little old and a little bit gray haired, he's still a badass. And he did a really good job. I was impressed. So yeah, definitely a 7.
When I found out when I first saw the previews to the movie, I expected the movie to have a whole lot more Jackie Chan haya in it, and it didn't have all of that. I mean, he still was, this badass, but I can't say that it was over the top, which is what I was expecting.
Yeah.
Which is his normal. Right?
Yeah.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah.
He doesn't jump through any shopping carts or
yes.
And
sideways. Anyway, but it was good, and the story was good, and I still wouldn't have. I like the fact that. Well, I'll save that part until later. I give it a 7, as well, and I think it was very attention getting, and it was good.
My turn? Mm-hmm. Okay. Well, I really, really liked it too. I didn't expect to love it, to be fair. And I thought Jackie Chan was superb in it, actually. I liked that they gave him fighting scenes so that you could see that he was still a badass and he was older, but they really did scale it down for his age, I felt, so I thought that was really cool.
Yeah, it was definitely age appropriate.
Age appropriate for him, so I thought that was really cool. Pierce Brosnan, if I didn't know him as an actor, I would have certainly thought he was Irish. His Irish accent was great in the film. I thought he did an excellent job as well. I loved that I didn't know who did it. It was very interesting. You had to really pay attention to the movie. I felt there was a lot of things that you needed to pay attention to that they didn't really talk about, which was Jackie Chan's background a little bit, like that you saw flashes of paper, just so that you knew as a character what he was and how he was able to do the things that he was able to do. So I thought that was important, and those are details that just flash kind of through the screen. And if you're not paying attention, I don't think you'd understand why he was good at what his job was. Anyway, overall, I thought it was the perfect length. And I give it an 8. I really, really liked it. I didn't think that there was anything about it that to not like, kept my attention. I wasn't like, I want to get out of the theater. So yeah, 8 for me. I liked it a lot.
You mentioned, and so did Shane too, and I want to elaborate that up a little bit about the backstory. And we've talked about that a lot of times, and making somebody that you care about, giving you a reason to understand their motivation and purpose in the film. They did a really good job with that. They didn't overdo it, like I said. You had to pay attention to things in the movie, but you really started to understand his perspective and why this was so important to him and affected him so much. So yeah, I really liked the way they built that up and made him relatable.
Yep.
Yeah, so overall, it sounds like it was a hit for us, which was interesting because I'm not sure any of us thought we'd love it.
Yeah, we was definitely surprised.
I figured another run-of-the-mill kind of action thing with not a lot of... And the way it developed and the way it closed and the mystery and all, I think it gave us what we missed in Snowman.
Yeah.
Where you were like, okay, neat. They tied it up. and as it developed at the end too, it kept you
Yeah,
interested.
a few twists and turns.
And one of the interesting things that I think they did in this movie, and for me, sometimes it's hard to do in a murder mystery, is we knew that you know right away who did it, right? Like we know as the audience who
Yes.
did it, and just the story of getting there
Right.
for
Yeah.
everyone else. And I think that it's risky to show the audience who it is.
Yeah,
Yeah.
and let's do spoiler alert time now.
Yep.
Okay.
So if you
Go.
don't want to know about intimate details or who done it or whatever, you'll want to shut it off now. But yeah, to that point, the mystery wasn't who did it, right? The
Right.
mystery was who was behind it.
Yes.
And the motivation of what was going on and what's Pierce Brosnan really doing.
Who's
Yes.
pulling the strings?
Right, and
Yes.
actually, he wasn't a terrible person, which was interesting. Like, Pierce wasn't, even though he was behind it, right? Like, he wasn't a terrible person. He just wasn't trying to kill anyone. Like, he had a point he wanted to make,
Right.
but it really wasn't supposed to get as violent as it did.
His people took it to the next level.
Yes.
And-
And then tried to keep it from him, right?
And I thought it was a really good, without leaning politically one way or the other,
Yeah.
telling you how politics and everything, especially in that kind of climate
Yes.
with the IRA and the British
Right.
government and everything, that was interesting
Yeah.
to me anyway. So
Yeah.
Anyway, I thought
So,
it was...
so one of the things unless you're paying attention and you know what these letters mean, you realize. So some of the flashbacks, they showed to some of like Jackie Chan's history, like a war file. Turns out that he was in the Long Range Reconnaissance Patrol in Vietnam, working with the Americans, and that's where there's a write up in there.
Skill,
He
yeah.
says kind of badass warrior that he was during that time.
Be
So,
Like, I
careful.
think it said deadly
Yeah.
assassin or something.
Yeah.
Like,
Yeah.
it said something.
he was very
It was-
clever in
yeah.
the movie, and he kept
Yes.
tricking them, and they
And
thought
outwitting
they were
them, yeah.
They didn't realize how much they had underestimated.
It was
Yeah.
it was kind of a cross between MacGyver and Taken, because he could make something out of
Yeah,
nothing.
he did some interesting things, and when he wanted to hurt somebody, he did, and when he didn't,
Yep, yeah.
And I felt really, really emotionally attached to his character from a perspective that he seemed really hard and cold and unfeeling, but then you see the one scene where he's crying, right? Like,
Yeah.
But
there
it's
was
just like
only
one
that
tear.
one time that you saw that, but I thought that his life was so hard, and I think that they did a good job of showing you how hard his life was, and so you really felt for him as a character. And his daughter wasn't supposed to die; she wasn't a target.
Right.
It just so happened she happened to be in the wrong place at the
his
wrong
last
time.
daughter, his last family
Right.
member.
Like he had no one
Yeah.
else.
No, I mean, I've seen a lot of Jackie
Yeah.
Chan films, and I like his quirky stuff and everything, and his
They call
comedy.
him Bruce.
Yeah, but I think this was probably his best acting role ever.
Yeah,
honestly.
I thought it was great. So
He should get an Oscar.
Maybe a nomination anyway.
yeah. Anyway,
So I
Oh,
guess
good.
Well, with all the black clouds and over Hollywood, they're gonna have to
Yeah.
give it to somebody, because there's
as long, as long as he hasn't fondled anyone,
yeah.
we should be safe.
But
All right.
yeah, we're all gonna. I think we're all saying
Thumbs up,
go
go
see
see
The
it.
Foreigner.
If you
Definitely.
haven't, do it.
It was worth it. So
Yeah.
Like,
thanks.
share, subscribe.
Like, share, subscribe. See you later.
Bye.
Bye.